Welcome to the third part of the 80-20 principle, where I'll explain what the 80-20 principle exactly is. Well, in short, 80-20 principle means that minimal amount of things affect maximum amount of things. Minority of inputs, causes, and efforts lead to majority of outputs. A minority of causes, inputs, and efforts lead to the majority of results, outputs, and rewards. You might have noticed that at some point, people get lucky when they put very little amount of efforts and they get maturity and or like big rewards and big outputs. Why? It's because of the 80-20 principle. Somehow, directly or indirectly, by wish or by coincidence, those people applied the 80-20 principle and got the results. The whole idea is that only 20% of efforts are fruitful and the rest 80% are useless, are irrelevant. You think about it, whatever you do, only 20% of it makes sense and the 80% may or may not work. It's irrelevant, it doesn't matter at most of the times. For example, if you if you would see, probably let's say if you are a student, for example, you would see that your mark sheet, if you have five subjects, your mark sheet would have that one particular subject which would have the highest marks. And because it's a 20%, okay, one out of five is the 20%, and that particular subject, when you take it out, the rest of your average falls. That's the 20% power of a power subject out of those five. If you are a working professional, you would see that 20% of the time you allocate at your work gives you the 80% of the results. The rest of the 80% of the time that is spent at your workplace doesn't make sense. And people think it's the opposite. People think if they put 80% of effort, like if they put a lot of effort, they would get a lot of result. Yeah, that's true, because then you also hit the 20%. But what if you find out what's the 20% and you implement it smartly so that you get maximum results? Stay tuned, keep improving. The world needs you.